Everybody. Today I want to show you a little bit about the roads. I brought it up in another video, but I thought you needed to have a closer look, okay? So this is a video that was done by SCT Mexico. It's priority programs, and this is Caminos Rurales, which means rural roads. Now these roads are being made by the native indigenous people, mostly of Mexico, and they have their style of making roads, which look more like, I don't know, like some kind of a work of art, I would say. Very nice. And you can see there that there's like roads. There's a road that's pavement, and then there's a road that's rock and pavement, and then there's more pavement, and so they alternate. So this picture here shows that they're making half the road there, okay? And they use gravel and rocks, and women work as well as men making these roads. Now, this is one of the programs that AMLO introduced in order to make the Mexican people want to stay in their homeland. And I say that because Mexicans were migrating to the U.S. because there were no jobs in Mexico. But what AMLO did was make them want to stay because every area gets a budget and money gets sent directly to their leader, their group leader. And the group leaders are kind of like a family group. It's kind of like a tribal chief kind of thing, where they are in charge of making sure that the money gets used properly, and they actually hold people accountable, and they have this thing called tequio, which means that they're honorable. They do everything honorable towards their fellow man, and do unto others. It's all about goodness, and it's like an impressive thing that's native to the Mexican people, and the original indigenous populations use this thing called tequio, which is another video we should make about all about tequio. But anyway, so right now you can see on this video, and I'm going to go ahead and play it. It's only a 5-minute video, but I want to show you what he did. Now, what he's doing is he's giving jobs to both the women and the men, and this is money that they would, before they would give it to these companies to build the roads, and they would either put a very thin layer. You can see this is a thick layer of cement, and the road, and the one with the rocks in between. It's kind of so that if there's ever like earthquakes or something, they can absorb some of the shock, and so they won't crack, or if they do, I guess it won't be as bad. It'll give them a layer of absorption so that there's not this big old thick slab of cement that's going to crack really easily. So this is a very clever way that they've done this, and which is funny because the initially they were made fun of, that they made fun of AMLO, saying, "Oh, you're going to let these people make their own roads? They don't know what they're doing, this and that." He said, "What are you talking about? These guys have been trained. They're the best cement workers. They're the best road makers. They go to the U.S. and they make the best. They do the best work in cement work and such like that, concrete, whatever." So he is sending them directly the mixers, the cement. They just have to collect their own rocks, the wood, so that they can make the forms. And if they need water, they send water trucks. They get them all the material. Plus, they pay the workers, and they're paying them a decent wage, like 5,000, I believe, a month each. Which, if you got a husband and wife working, that's 10,000 a month, which is a very livable income in Mexico. Um, so anyway, I'm going to go ahead and play this video. This is really an interesting video. I really liked it, and it was quick. This road, which is being made right now, so it goes all the way from the main road, the principal from Palomares. It's like, I guess, It would be probably like the freeway or the main road. And so they started it there, and it goes all the way to the center of their province or town or municipal area. So to the cabecera municipal means the municipal head of Santiago Llaveo. Okay, so that's where it goes to. So he says there's 46 kilometers. So that's what they programmed for 3 years and 3 phases. He says in the month of December, the president of Mexico visited Oaxaca, which is where this is. And he presented us the program to put in roads that would go to the municipal heads. And we were included in this area. And there's 50 municipalities in Oaxaca, in the state of Oaxaca, that are getting to put the roads in. Now check out the workers. See how they're putting the rocks in the forms, and on the one, and on the other one they're putting the full cement. So he's saying here we have a little over 300 municipal heads of town. And these do not have a paved road. Look at that horrible road that they would have to go into. And when it rains very hard, they become incommunicado, which means there is no way to get in and out. So we started the program with 50 roads. With the mode and that we would give technical assistance by giving the support and the resources. And you can see they're using a mixer, like a little, I don't know, it could be motorized, but it's a small mixer. They don't want them to use big trucks. They don't want to give the company the work to big corporations. They want to let the people do it because it gives them jobs. And but it is us that's going to administer the resources. So they're giving them directly to them from the federal government. So here, you can see that the women are helping bring the rocks. So it gives the women a job too. So they can have, if it's a husband and wife team, they can have an income that's, twice as much. Or if it's just a lady, she can support herself and her children. And so here he's saying, we receive the capacitation from, I guess, the offices or the departments of the government that are mentioned there, SCT and INPI. Here, the SCT indicated to us that they said that now, since we're getting the rules from the federal government, we need to do it this way. And it needs to be 20 centimeters wide. And that's what the goal is, and that's the purpose. Because we want it to last for many years. So we had community meetings in all the agencies of our municipality. And in this case, there was 10 agencies of the municipality. And they selected their committee for the works. So they do have people that they selected, and they're in charge. and they have been committed to making sure that the work is done.
El compromiso es en estos próximos 5 años
So the commitment is that in the next 5 years,
que conectará todas las cabeceras municipales que no.
to connect all the municipal roads and heads to the heads of the municipalities. I'm sorry, all the roads to the municipal heads of each municipality, especially those that have no connection. So these are using roads and handiwork by our hand labor. And the roads that they're going to construct are being constructed by the inhabitants of the region.
Caminos que van a construir los habitantes de la región.
So here you can see the supplies that they give them, wheelbarrows, they give them the cement, they give them all the tools, shovels, pickaxes, the mixers, everything that they need to be able to do it. Oh, the wood, so they can make the forms, the hammers, the nails, so they can secure it, so that they have all the resources, and they put in the hand labor. They put it in, and they make sure that everything gets done, so that, because these roads are for themselves, so they have that initial, that added incentive that it's for themselves. They're going to be driving on it. It's for their people, their family, their friends, and also they want it to last a very long time. So the elementary tools, shovels, picks, hands.
Se planteó el tipo de pavimento que se iba a usar, que era.
So we planned what type of cement we were going to use, and it was concrete for part of it, and part of it was for rocks that were covered with some cement.
Roderas de concreto y en la parte del medio piedra, ahogada.
So he's saying that where the wheels run is where the cement is, and in between is where they put the rocky slushy part.
Que es algo distinto, es un camino ecológico porque le llamamos nosotros.
So they say this is different. It's an ecological road, which is how we call it. So in other words, it's safe for the environment too.
Porque no se ha hecho mucho de ese tipo de caminos en México.
Because they haven't made many of these roads in Mexico.
Es muy emocionante verlos ahora ya trabajando.
And it fills us with emotion to see them out there working.
Verlos y verlas ahora.
So that means seeing them, him, the ladies and the men working. Engineers, hardworking, hand labor, picking up rocks by hand. And they say very emotionally, and they feel it very deeply, that they're making the roads for their children.
Me llamo Guadalupe García Parra y pues yo llegué aquí porque pues también tenía ganas de trabajar.
So she says her name is Guadalupe Parra, and she arrived there because she wanted to work. And apparently below it says she has a son, or a son that is 3 years old.
Yo tengo un niño de 3 años, soy madre soltera.
And I'm a single mother.
Y pues me gusta trabajar.
And I like to work.
Nosotras las mujeres ayudamos a recoger piedra.
So we, the women, help by picking up the rocks.
A cargar agua.
And we carry the water.
Y hay veces que también ayudamos a cargar mezcla.
And sometimes we help them by carrying the mix, the cement mix.
Yeah, hay veces que terminamos adoloridas.
And sometimes we're very sore.
Pero sí, aguantamos y aquí estamos.
But yes, we take it, and here we are working.
Entre que siembran y cosechan, hay un espacio donde pueden sus caminos.
So in the areas in between where they plant their and cultivate and sow their crops, uh, there's areas in between that they can put the roads.
Pues los mantendrán.
And then they will maintain the roads themselves.
Eso nos va a permitir la creación de 200,000 empleos.
So this gave us the opportunity to create 200,000 permanent jobs.
Permanentes, en donde tendrán una remuneración adicional.
Where they will get monetary additional funds.
Que les permitirá otra vez
that will permit them to again
arraigarse en su lugar de origen.
To put their roots back in their own place of origin. So this is what I was talking about. People getting to stay in their homeland because now there's opportunity for work there. And they won't want to leave because it's a permanent job. So Americans that don't want the Mexicans here, don't you worry. Not so many. I doubt that many are going to want to be coming here because things are getting so much better in Mexico. And they have permanent jobs in all their little rural areas.
Aquí con la gente en la zona, le dan trabajo a las personas de la zona.
So here what they're doing is they're getting giving jobs to people in the certain zones or within that same zone or area.
Llevan dinero a su casa, se les toma
And they take money to their homes.
todo tipo de comercio, la tiendita.
And then that detonates all kinds of purchases that are in the little commerce and stores, all in the commercial areas.
Ustedes ya lo vieron, la gente te viene a vender agua, te venden
And so they have people that come and sell them water and food.
refresco, te venden a vender comida. Que antes, como no existía esta obra, pues no tenían una fuente de donde.
So because there wasn't this work here before, they had no fountain of where to take their goods to.
Tener un poco de ingresos maestros.
So then they could get some of the money and have money to spend as well.
Aproximadamente se hacía unas 2 horas a la cabecera.
Before, it used to take approximately 2 hours to drive to the head of the municipality.
Ahorita, con esta pavimentación, creo que se va a reducir a máxima 1 hora.
And I believe that with this new payment, the maximum it's going to take is 1 hour.
A nosotros nos beneficia mucho porque pues cuando vienen las lluvias,
So this benefits us a lot because when the rain comes,
hace mucho lodo,
there's a lot of mud
o los carros se atascan ya,
and the cars get stuck in the mud.
viendo pues pavimento, pues no.
But now that there will be pavement, it won't be a problem.
El tener un camino pavimentado detona el desarrollo de la zona.
Having paved roads detonates the development in our areas, our zones.
Pero como ustedes lo pueden ver en la zona, hay mucho comercio, mucho.
So as you can see, in the different areas, there's a lot of commerce. Lots of ganado is, gosh, I can't think of the word, where they have lots of animals that they have for stock for to feed with, like cattle, cattle. So they have lots of cattle and lots of agriculture.
Mucho ganado, mucha agricultura. Pero al tener un camino en terracería complica el.
So when they used to have the road that was all dirt, it complicated matters.
El intercambio comercial con las demás.
And it made it very difficult to have a commercial exchange.
La gente está muy convencida de esto. La gente
The people are very convinced about this.
estaba ya cansada de ver la corrupción.
And the people were very tired of the matter dealing with corruption.
Y en este sector era muy importante.
And in this sector, it was very important. And I would say especially important.
Vamos a rehabilitar el pueblo.
So we are going to rehabilitate the Mexican workforce.
Y vamos a rehabilitar a la empresa mexicana.
And we are going to rehabilitate the Mexican companies, business.
Vamos a estimular la mediana y la pequeña empresa.
So we're going to stimulate the small and large or medium um, constructions.
Todos un conjunto, un equipo para que esta obra se haga bien,
So we're a whole team making sure that this job is done right with quality.
se haga con calidad. ¿Por qué? Porque nosotros la estamos ejecutando.
Because we ourselves are executing it.
Si la hacemos mal, pues
And if we do it bad, then we're the ones that are going to be looking bad when this road is done.
nosotros somos los que vamos a quedar mal con este camino. Del campo. Del campo mi mamá y mi papá eran ahí.
So I guess they asked him, where did you work? Or where do you come from? And he said, I was a field worker, and so was my dad, my mother. And my dad was albañil. I'm not really sure what that word means. Let me look it up real quick. Albañil. A builder. Okay, so he was a builder. Where were we? I think it's this one. Okay.
Esta carretera nos llena de orgullo a todos los pueblos.
So this road fills us with pride, all the little towns and all the people in it.
Los paisanos.
That's a
Soy ingeniero
paisano.
civil egresado del Instituto Técnico Nacional de la isla Zacatenco.
La verdad nunca había pasado, nunca.
So she says that he said something about where he came from, and then she said the truth is a president had never that president after president, none of them had ever come here.
Pasado presidente tras presidente, pero nunca se había visto esto.
There had been many presidents that had passed, and they had never seen anything like this.
Ahorita también las mujeres valemos también.
And now even the women are valued again. Even now.
Gobierno de México.
So this is from the government of Mexico. Anyway, so this is just one of the things that is happening in Mexico that is helping to stimulate the economy. And that means that there's going to be now access. You know, there's going to be a lot of new places to see, that maybe before you couldn't get to unless you had a burro or something like that, you know, because some of them are way up in the hills, and there was no access. So now there's going to be access, and there's going to be new things to see, new sights to see. There's pyramids and all kinds of wonderful things. There's waterfalls, beautiful things going on in the lands of Mexico that are basically kind of secret because there was no roads, and the government in the past had not invested in the southern parts, which is where this is. But anyway, so I think this is kind of good news for the Americans that are worried that they're going to be losing jobs, because now Mexicans are going to have their own jobs and they're going to want to stay there. And you never know, you guys might want to go there and get a job. Anyway, gotcha. Have a great day. Bye.